I would describe this play in one word as emotional roller coaster. I mean,
Solid
it's
2 words.
2 words, but it describes the play pretty well.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Christopher?
Tremendous.
Tremendous. That's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'd say impactful.
That's
Journey.
That's a good. Yeah.
Dramatic.
Ooh.
Changes.
Changes.
Ooh.
I like that.
Yeah.
So for the previous shows, I usually work on light and sound. However, on this show, I get to be the sort of like not the designer, but sort of cooperating every aspect of the play together. So I get to work with the cast, the light, my assistant Franklin. I get to work with him as well, and collecting all these props, which way more than you would expect. So the list goes on.
I think that this is a really important play because it talks about how love and friendship don't have labels or boundaries, and it's not about what or like they are. It's just about people and who you are and who you love. And
I mean, I totally agree. Kind of going off your point, I don't know if the show is about this, but one of the major themes of the show is that, or at least for me, is that love and friendship and all that kind of stuff, labels, like you said, do worse for society than they do better. Labels divide us more than they, unite us.
I think also one of the things that's very clear, especially for my character Callie, is that labels end up making her very confused about what's going on in her life, because when you throw a label on somebody, it makes them not be able to find out who they really are. And I think that's something she struggles with towards the end, especially, is when everybody's throwing out these labels for her, and she's really just trying to figure it out on her own, in a way.
My favorite part is definitely been building the characters and like, because you come in with a script and you have a vague idea where you want this character to go, and then you start talking to the director and you start playing with your castmates, and everything changes, and you start creating this like entire person, and like suddenly it feels like, I don't know, like they're real and they're like a friend of yours or something, and you get to just like build them up and get to work on the relationships with everyone else, which I think is so much fun. I love hanging out with these people. They're wonderful. So yeah, that's definitely been my favorite part, is like building the characters along with ourselves.
Preparing the characters has really pushed what I can do as an actor, I think, and I think that goes for everybody here, because this is really the first role that I've ever played where it's a real, like, live person, and I'm standing, like, in actual format. It's a realism show, and so I'm playing this character that's super realistic to everybody else, but yet I can't play me. I have to play her. So it's finding this whole different human being, and then making this whole background story of her life, and then a background story of her and other people's relationships, and that's just so much fun to do, because every single day, and even during shows, I'll realize something, and I'll be like, oh my god, why didn't I think about this before? That Callie does this, or Callie does that, and it's really fun. I think everybody here can relate to that.
That's 1,000% my favorite part, is that every day you come to rehearsal, you find something new about your character that you can change, and like, when you start, it's really hard not to play someone similar to yourself, because like you said, it's a realism show, and I mean, you only got one you. So, but I feel myself, as we develop and go along, as with rehearsals, I feel myself developing a person that is like a veritable, it feels real, and it feels awesome.
Yeah, this has been a new experience for me, because in all the productions I've done, I've been up on a big stage, I've been able to play characters that are larger than life, like out of the box, insane.
You would never see this person walking down the street. If you would, you'd think they needed to be put away. And so this has been a nice little challenge for me as an actor to kind of tone it down a bit, but still try and put as much emotion and feeling and thought into this little space as I can.
There's one thing that I'm like already trying to take away from the play. It's if you got love in your heart, you gotta show it out.
Yeah.
You really gotta. You're only here for so long, and you gotta make the best of it. And seeing these characters go through like their lives, and seeing how we play them and how we've been discovering new aspects of them, it makes me realize that there's so much love in the world. We don't get to see a lot of it, but that needs to change, especially in the day-to-day life. So.
Like Chris was saying, like, you know, we're here for a good time, not a long one, you know? And you really have to show how you're feeling to everyone. Wherever that love takes you, you just gotta keep following it and not stay in one place if it's hurting you.
I also hope that people walk out of here with more of an open mind for everybody else. Hopefully people walk out of here realizing that they don't know everything that's happening in somebody else's life or the whole entire story. Like, one of the biggest lines in the show is, "You don't know what happened," and it is actually repeated, I think, probably 2 or 3 times. And I think that has to do with a lot of, like, you don't know how this affected me. And I think that has to do with everybody in everyday life, of realizing that everybody's going through something different.
I think it's also important to remember that love can take a lot of different forms. Like, there's examples of platonic love and there's romantic love. There's all sorts of love.
All kinds.
All kinds. Yeah. Not my words, but love is love. That's my takeaway. Doesn't matter where it's from or between who, but it's just nice that it's there.
The show opens on September 29th at 7:30 p.m. and the following weekend on Friday and Saturday at 7:30 and on Sunday at 2.